A town built on a secret, a sister who dared to listen, and the brother who discovered that some truths are buried alive.
Leo, I found it. The reason this town is dying. It's not the economy. It's Hayes Corporation. The old talc mine. It's not empty. The whispers. Everyone thinks they're just a ghost story, but they're not. I recorded them. They're saying names. The foreman. He's here. They know. Leo, if anything happens to me, the proof is in the...
That was the last time anyone heard from my sister. The police called it a runaway, but I knew. She'd gone to Blackstone to expose its biggest employer, and they made her disappear. I went to Blackstone to find the truth. I found a town choking on its own silence.
Your sister, she asked too many questions about the sick cough. We all have it. Hayes calls it Blackstone lung. Says it's just bad luck. Lena. She thought it came from the mine. From the dust.
What about the whispers? She mentioned whispers in the mine.
I ain't heard nothing. You shouldn't be listening for things either, son. Leave it be, unless you want to end up like her.
Leo slipped into Lena's rented room, heart pounding in his chest. The place was a mess. Someone had already been there, searching for something, but Leo kept looking, his instincts telling him not to give up. Then, behind a loose baseboard, he found it. A small key, carefully taped out of sight. Alongside it, a note in Lena's handwriting. Storage Locker 7, Bus Depot. My God. She was right. The so-called whispers were really just the wind, funneling through the old mine shafts, carrying the last desperate words of dying men. Hayes knew the mine was toxic, and he sealed them inside to hide the evidence. They're not ghosts. They're a recording. Internal Hayes memo. Silicosis levels 600% above safe limit. Doctor's note. Symptoms consistent with acute silicosis. A list of names. Dozens of deceased miners. In that storage locker, Leo uncovered Lena's research, and honestly it was a bombshell. As he sifted through the documents, the truth became impossible to ignore. The sound of the wind, just like Lena described, filled his headphones. But this time, the faint distorted whispers resolved into words. Can't breathe. Told us it was safe. Michaels. Jenkins. Tell my wife. And then, the most chilling discovery of all, an old digital audio recorder. Leo pressed play, bracing himself for what he might hear.
The boss doesn't like reporters, especially ones sticking their nose in company business. You're going to give us everything you took from your sister's locker.
When Leo returned to his motel, Brenner and two men were already waiting inside. The confrontation was brutal. Leo fought dirty, grabbing a lamp and swinging it to stun one of the men, then scrambling out the bathroom window just as they smashed through the door. By now, he knew for sure. He was a target. Using Lena's maps, I head to the abandoned main entrance of the old Widow Talc mine. It's, heavily fenced off and guarded with these big no trespassing Hayes Corporation property signs.
He's in the east shaft. Flush him out. You just had to dig, didn't you? Well, now you get to stay buried with the rest of the troublemakers.
The mine is this terrifying labyrinth of dark tunnels. My flashlight catches old, discarded tools and, chillingly, more recent evidence of the cover-up, hidden air quality monitors and fresh cement patches. I start recording with my phone. Suddenly, lights flood the tunnel behind me, and Brenner's voice echoes. I run deeper, the mine feeling more like a tomb with every step. I find a chamber, old faded names scratched into the walls, the same names from the whispers. I realize I'm standing in a mass grave. Brenner and his men corner me. As they advance, my foot hits a loose rock. I stumble back into a fragile wooden support beam. It cracks. The ceiling starts to groan, dust and rock showering down. In the chaos, I dive through a narrow crevice, just as a cave-in seals Brenner and his men on the other side. I'm trapped, but somehow, still alive.
Mr. Vance, a remarkable display, but it's over. Give me the phone.
Why? So you can add my name to the list? The whispers have already told me everything.
The whispers are just the wind. My lawyers will prove that. But you're a trespasser, a thief, and soon you'll be a patient at a psychiatric facility. No one will believe a word you say.
Are you going to arrest him? He murdered dozens of men. He murdered my sister.
I'm arresting you for trespassing and assault. Now hand over that phone.
I didn't just back it up. I live-streamed the last 10 minutes from the mine to a private server. My editor at the State Herald has it all. The cave-in, your foreman's confession, and the names on the walls. The story goes live in 10 minutes. The whole world is about to hear the whispers. Hayes. Upload complete.
A shocking exposé unveils a decades-long cover-up at Hayes Corporation. CEO Alistair Hayes and several accomplices arrested on charges of negligent homicide, corruption, and perjury.
They tried to bury the truth in the dark. But the wind has a way of carrying secrets. My sister's voice, and the voices of dozens of innocent men, were finally heard. The mine is silent now, but the echo of their whispers. It's a sound that will keep me awake for the rest of my life.